In this video, I'm going to show you how to change a drive belt on your Pontiac Grand Prix. This is for the 3800 series engine, non-supercharged, but it'll cover other 3800 series engines as well. And that's right now on Nexus Auto. So, what do you need to get this job done? Nothing more than what you see here. A 10 millimeter wrench or socket if you want, a ratchet, and a 15 millimeter socket, and your new drive belt obviously. And as I've discovered, if you have a strut tower bar, you may need an 11 millimeter socket as well. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to take note of the belt's position. If you have a sticker or something imprinted on the engine bay, sometimes they'll do that. It says what it is, depending on the model of the car and everything like that. Or again, take pictures or videos, or even get a diagram online, whatever works. So in this case here, I'm just going to show you how the belt is aligned. We have the belt starting from the alternator, goes down to that pulley over there, and it swings up to the tensioner, and out and around to the water pump, which is right here, and it swings around that and around to the crank down there, then comes around here to the compressor, then up the compressor, up back to the alternator. Alright, so next you got to take off your coolant reservoir. As you can see, I've also created a little bit of an interesting situation for myself where I have my strut tower bar there. Most cars, unless you put that in yourself, you won't have this issue. So we'll see if I'll be able to get that off on its own. If not, I'll take that off separately. That's not really needed for the video. That's not something most people will have. But anyways, you're just going to take your 10 millimeter. I'm just going to take a 10 millimeter wrench, and we're just going to take off those screws. Just two of them. Shouldn't be on very tight at all. Once you loosen them, you'll be able to do it by hand. So you see, that's what we're taking off there. They're not tight at all. Now, moment of truth. Let's find out if this will come off without any issues. Now, before I take it off, the idea will be, just go back here a bit, that you pull that off. Again, you wouldn't have the bar there normally. You just pull it off, and you just couldn't move it aside over here. You could put it like laid over by where your battery is here or anything like that. Just want it out of the way of when you're working on the belt. Because the tensioner, unfortunately, is right in there, right there, and that's going to be in the way. So let's just go ahead and pull that off. Let's see if I am lucky. It's almost there, but not quite. But I'm going to have to work it a bit. But as you can see, normally, as I'm coming out sideways, you wouldn't have to do that. You come straight up and pull it over. I'm going to stop because, again, I'm going to deal with the issue I have with the strut bar. I don't want to, it's all torqued up nice. I don't want to have to loosen if I don't have to, so I'm going to try and work it a bit. Maybe move the fuse box, but these are not normal scenarios you'd have to deal with. All right, so I got it out there. Didn't have to take off the strut bar. Yay! But I had to take off the fuse box, no big deal. Just took off the top screws at the top. Most times, again, though, so if you do have a strut bar, that's the easy part to it. Just take off the fuse box and just lift it off. But if you don't, normally you could just lift this tank right out and just put it here. And I just have it sitting right over here. So now if we just move a little bit over to the side and we zoom in, that right there is our tensioner. So you need a 15 millimeter socket in your ratchet. and a little bit of strength. And all you're doing is you're going to put that on in the off position, and you're going to turn to loosen it. Now when you loosen it with one hand, you got to be able to hold it, and while you're holding it, just slip the belt off. Once the belt comes off, then you can release the tensioner and just remove it off. Then you won't have any tension, and you'll be able to take the belt off very easily. So I'll show you here. I'm going to put that on. Oh, it's in a good position up here. And push it forward. As you can see, it releases it. And just take the belt and I slip it off. Make note of this. Now, if you can see it there, because when you want to put it on, you want to do the same type of way. You want to line the belt all up to the tensioner here. I'll show you after, of course. And then you want to line it here, so when you put the tension, you can slip it right back on. But for now, we're going off. We can release our tensioner slowly. And now we'll be able to just remove the belt off completely. Hopefully, again, you've made note, as I told you at the beginning, of how your belt is aligned. Let me zoom that back out for you guys a bit. There we go. Trouble at the bottom there. Bottom always gives the most trouble. There we go. And we're off. So next up, you want to compare your belt. So you have your old belt and your new belt. So you just want to line it up. I just think to put it on my thumb and run along to the other end and pull and make sure it's the same length. The new belt will obviously not be quite as long. Depending how old your original belt is, it may have a little bit of play, it may have stretched over time. So keep that in mind. Also, the new belt, if you look at the new belt, because it's folded in the package, those folds kind of mess with it a little bit. But you want to make sure you're giving it a good pull, nice strong pull, and make sure that it balances out overall. You hate to know that, I've seen it happen. You buy a part from somewhere, it's the wrong part, something's wrong with it. So you'd hate to know that you do that and you're struggling to put it on there and it's not fitting and it turns out that it doesn't even fit all along. So do make sure that you're comparing it first. Now this part's always a little bit, I don't want to say tricky, but it's a little annoying because you're just trying to work the belt around and kind of work with it here. I'll try my best to do it here. I don't have a lot of space to work with, but let's see what I can do. Hopefully I can show you guys what's involved. So I always start from the bottom and work my way up. Since our tensioner is up here and the alternator up here, I try and get around the crank and the AC and everything first and then work our way up. And if you always want to key on what goes what, if it's smooth, that's going to be on the reverse side of the belt. And if it's got grooves, it's going to be on the groove side. So let's go ahead and make sure this is nice and unraveled. And we're just going to drop it down. Alright, let's see here. So I'm going to start off by getting my hand in there. Get that around the AC unit first. I apologize if I'm blocking anyone on seeing this. Around the crank. Oh, my light. Okay, so we're on the crank now. And we're around, almost around the AC. Okay. I'm going to swing around up here, ground our water pump. Down around to this pulley back here. And while you're doing that, periodically you always just double check, make sure nothing's fallen off. For example, right now I'm looking at the AC just to make sure the belt's still on the AC. It's around it, but it's loose. As we work, it will work back up. So, put off on the AC. On the pulley. There. I think we're good now. Yep. My coolant reservoir. If you can't disconnect it too, you can always disconnect the coolant reservoir because it's kind of annoying me right now. So now we're going to go and put our socket on to our 15mm with the belt wrapped around it. Let's move that up a bit so you can see. And we're just going to pull it forward and create the tension. Before we do, I'm doing a final check just to make sure the belt is aligned across all pulleys the way it should. So now, go ahead and pull that forward. And because that's a newer belt, it is going to be tighter. So keep that in mind. You can really go at it. It's not the greatest angle. Gonna move. All right, so just move my camera to give myself some better angle and leverage. Hopefully I don't block you guys, but get it. So again, we're gonna pull that up. My socket on. Push it forward much as possible. And swing that belt onto the tensioner and then just let go. Now, before you start the car or you do anything, you want to do a visual inspection. So let's do that, shall we? Alright, so let's follow along the belt once again. Starting off up here, going down to that pulley. Make sure, as you can see, it's all lined up. It's not sitting on the edges or sitting over. Onto our tensioner. Around to the water pump. Around to the crank down there. Make sure it's lined up. Off to the AC. And back up. So when you're putting your coolant reservoir back on, just a matter of bringing it right over here. Most cars, again, you won't have the strut tower bar, so if you don't, just make sure, see that little white cap thing that's sticking out there? And see over here, you got to make sure that sits in that little notch. And then you put your screws on. Alright, so we're just going to bring the reservoir back around. Again, normally you would just go straight down. In this case here, I'm going to go kind of angled here. Hopefully, I don't get any problems. Make sure it's fitted on that little notch. Just bring it around and over on there. And again, you would just go straight down normally. And then we're just going to take two little, like, kind of very thin nuts here. Here. Additionally, of course, I'll be putting on my fuse box once again. And we are going to tighten that down too, but again, if you didn't have to do that before, you won't have to worry about that now. Oh, and I guess in case you had to take this off, it is 11 millimeters. So these, I just go to hand tight, because if you over torque them, they'll just skip over and over anyways, and you just kind of you'll feel it. There's no torque specification, you just go until it feels snug right there. That's it. Don't go any further than that. You don't need to. And the case here, I'll take my drop one screw. I'll find that after. Don't worry about that. Again, this is just little extra stuff you wouldn't have to do normally, but you get the idea. And then that's it. Your drive belt's done. You probably can get it done if you're really good with it or you're feeling pretty confident. You probably get this done quicker than it did for the actual video itself. It's pretty straightforward. Hopefully that's helped you guys out. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope this video has helped you out here today. Let's go through some of the YouTube stuff, shall we? Don't forget to like and subscribe if this video has helped you out. And if you want to see my future videos, I try and put out one at least once a week. Make sure to hit notifications as well, just so you can get those videos. On the flip side to that, if you didn't like the video for whatever reason and you do dislike it, not a problem. Feel free to leave in the comments of why you disliked it, whether it be something I did wrong, whether it's something you didn't like in the video. By all means, just let me know so I can keep making the best content possible. It's kind of the whole point of it, so make sure to do that. Speaking of the comments, if you have any questions, concerns, anything you want to add on, anything you see you can do better, anything that maybe you add on and it actually is worse, whatever it is, feel free to leave it in the comments. Nothing wrong with that. I always try and answer whenever I can. It may not be the same day, next day, whatever, but I try and answer all comments, so make sure to leave that as well. Once again, I want to thank you very, very much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.